C-Red Nation, Breeze Nation, what is good? It's your boy Pat the Designer, back at it again. Just got in from the gig and we got some breaking news here as Patrick Beverley has signed with the Chicago Bulls. We'll talk about what he could bring to the team, how that's going to impact the team, and can he help the Chicago Bulls get to the playoffs? Talk about all that and more in today's episode of the Windy City Breeze Sports Talk Daily. Let's go. Now, if you are new to the channel, please like the video. Please subscribe to the page, man. We do talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. It's the only channel talking Chicago sports, how Chicago talk. So make sure that you get in tune with us, man. So breaking news here, Patrick Beverley intends to sign with the Chicago Bulls. The Chicago kid is coming home. What does this do for the Bulls moving forward, man? A couple of things that popped to mind. Now, listen, I'm not sitting here blowing smoke up anybody's skirt, telling you that Patrick Beverley is the answer for the Chicago Bulls all of a sudden turning this season around. But the one thing that Patrick Beverley does give, right, is it still allows Io to be the starting point guard on this team, I believe. I don't think Pat Bev is coming here to be your starting point guard. It does increase the defense a little bit on the Chicago Bulls, whether we like it or not, right? Like Patrick Beverley is still a guy that can go out there and play defense really, really well. Some people may say he's just out there being active, just being aggressive. Hey, listen. There's a lot of dudes like that out here, right? Like, I don't know, Alex Caruso, kind of, a little bit. I'm just saying. But it's good to, the one thing that I think that you can absolutely say that Pat Beverley brings this team is edge. And not the kind of edge like we hoped Tristan Thompson would bring last season. Like Patrick Beverley brings legit edge. And I think that's something that was interesting when it was being talked about for him coming home, right? Adrian Wojnarowski was talking about Pat Bev basically signing with the Chicago Bulls, and talked about the reasoning behind why the Bulls wanted to bring Pat Bev to the team. He said the Bulls want Beverley to bring some ferocity to the court and the locker room, and now bring back the guard out of John Marshall High School home to Chicago per Pat Beverley's agent. But the fact that you're talking about bringing edge, not only on the court, bringing an attitude, not only on the court, but in the locker room, tells you that it just doesn't exist there. Now, this could all go nuclear. This could all be a very bad situation. I do want to know how you guys feel, man. Let me know in the comments below as well. How do you guys believe that this will go, bringing Pat Beverley back to the Bulls? I'll be down there talking with you guys as well, chopping it up with you, going back and forth. I think here's the thing at the end of the day. The one thing that I like about bringing Pat Bev back to this team is that I know that Pat Bev, at a minimum, can run an offense, right? Is he going to go out there and be this amazing three-point shooting point guard? Absolutely not. Is he going to go out there and be this game-changing piece for the Chicago Bulls? Absolutely not. But what I do think that he does is he brings a little bit of a stability. Patrick Beverley is, at a minimum, a legitimate point guard, and that's something that we don't have on this team right now. And so if he comes in here, now it's going to take him some time, right? Which is why I think he'll come off of the bench. He'll still play behind Io, which still allows Io to be in the starting lineup and grow, hopefully to be able to grow and learn from Pat Bev, a guy who is an intense defender, and hopefully brings that defensive edge back out of Io DeSumo. But the thing is, right, you need somebody that's going to be able to go out there and manage the system, manage the clock, manage facilitating the basketball. And I think that that's something that Patrick Beverley can do for this Chicago Bulls team. And here's the thing, right? Like Pat Bev said this, and I don't think a lot of people like paid attention to it. He said, when I direct, like, people listen because it's me, right? He said, I'm going with LeBron, and I'm going to be saying what's going on. And while that was like funny, ha ha, he, you did see Pat Bev directing traffic a little bit out there in LA. I'm not saying that he had a bigger role in it than LeBron, but he did direct traffic out there in LA. And so maybe coming here, right, he'll be able to direct traffic here for the Chicago Bulls. Maybe that'll ease a little bit of what he's doing. He's not this lights out facilitator. He's not this guy that's going to be a Lonzo Ball replacement. But what I do think Pat Bev brings is the edge, is the ability to understand an offense, and the ability to just be a legit point guard. The goal here is to just take the ball out of Zach LaVine's hands at the end of these games. Take the ball out of Io's hands, out of DeMar's hands, and maybe Pat Bev can bring a little bit of that to the Chicago Bulls. Now, as far as do the Chicago Bulls make the playoffs with Pat Bev, I will give Bev credit for this. He's never missed the playoffs. In his career, Patrick Bev, now he hasn't made it very far in the playoffs very often, but he has never once in his career missed the playoffs. And so I would think that coming home to his hometown team, he's coming with that chip on his shoulder, but I don't plan on missing the playoffs this season. It looked like the Lakers were going to make the playoffs with him this season, right? Like, I mean, they were on their way on a marching back. So it looked like they were going to make the playoffs in this season. I don't know if his voice is going to resonate with everybody in that room, but at a minimum, I do know this. Pat Bev is not going to stand for Zach LaVine sitting there and being upset about who's getting the last shot. He's not going to sit there and stand for you not giving 110% effort. He's not going to sit there and stand for you not going all out, especially in his town. The one thing that every single Chicago Bulls fan in here right now that has complained about this team this year should be excited about is at a minimum, Patrick Beverley will play like he has Chicago across his chest. And my God, that's good enough for me right now. Let me know how you guys feel about the signing, man, in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. As always, man, it's your boy, Pat the Designer, back at it again to continue watching our Chicago Bulls content. Click the links on the screen or check the links in the description below. If you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Welcome to the channel. If you're new, we talk Chicago sports daily on this channel. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Peace.